What's going on? It's Walt with the Just Listen Podcast. The Just Listen Podcast. This video, I just want to talk about some research and a little bit of information that I know about Mr. Ronald Reagan in the 1960s. If you don't know, Mr. Ronald Reagan, the former president Ronald Reagan, was one of the primary reasons why healthcare became privatized, where healthcare went to private sectors, and in regards to you getting healthcare, you'd had to pay for it. It wasn't something that was going to be universal that Hillary Clinton was trying to propose when it came to Medicare for all or universal healthcare. Ronald Reagan was one of the presidents, along with his sidekicks, that enforced for it to continue to be privatized. Not only that, Reagan, him and his wife coined welfare queen, decided that the public schooling system, the universities, schooling and everything else, that needed to be kind of privatized as well, to where education, depending on where you're going, was going to cost. That's why we have private schools, these Christian private schools that are now getting government funding, as well as their boosters, where they can dictate how much a parent is supposed to pay for their child's education. And of course, the more money that you're able to put into a private sector or a private school, the better equipment, books, infrastructure, football fields, baseball fields, curriculum, the better it's going to be. And it all depends on how much money you're able to spend or how much you can afford in regards to your child getting that education. So if your child is going to a private Christian school, of course, one of the curriculums might be reading the Bible, even though your child's a Muslim. So they'd have to go, they have to turn from their actual religion, and there might be a Bible study class that they have to read. And, they could be reading from the Old Testament, the New Testament, the King James Version, the New International Version, whatever Bible there is. So Ronald Reagan, just like Trump loves to talk about, is we need to be the party of Ronald Reagan. The reason why there was issues with Ronald Reagan in the past, especially from educated people, is because of the Vietnam War. And of course, you had people who were educated that did not like what was going on in the Vietnam War, where our brothers and sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, they had to enter the draft to go to a war, a senseless war that was. We're looking at it in modern day time now with the Trump administration, doing away with the Department of Education, going after universities and schools, especially those that protested Israel and what's happening with Israel in Gaza with the Palestinian people. Because there is not smoke for Vladimir Putin when we protest Vladimir Putin, but there is some smoke when it comes to protesting Bibi Netanyahu. We're looking at it now with Trump dismantling the Department of Education. We're looking at it now where Trump has rolled back what Biden put, or Biden, under the Biden administration, where prescription drugs and everything was at a cheaper cost. And now you have individuals that have to pay way much more money in regards to their medications. We're looking at it now on the social program with Medicaid and Medicare, where they're wanting to do away with $880 billion of Medicaid. I believe it's billion. It might be million. I don't know. It was one of those two. Everything that is going on with Project 2025 is kind of similar to what Ronald Reagan did back in the 60s during his presidency. Because, of course, Trump, he says, make America great again. I believe Ronald Reagan was one of the ones that coined that term about making America great. Make America great. Yes. So here we are, 2025, where the Trump administration is trying to roll back history And let me finish with this here. Ronald Reagan talked about Africa and blatantly said the N-word, or it was a recording of it. And of course, we got Donald Trump that's trying to do everything that he can to weaken and dismantle things for black and brown people. Let that sit in, America. Education is important. Knowledge is power. I am a college graduate. My wife is a college graduate. We know that when it comes to people who graduate college, they have a sense of thought and they can rationalize and understand when they're being played. MAGA, you're being played. America's being played. We are getting ready to go into a system to where the rich will always be on top and the poor will continue to get poorer. Like and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, comments, post them in the comment section there. Look up Ronald Reagan, what he did not do for the black people. Look at Ronald Reagan and what he did not do for people who wanted to get on top when it came to this whole trickle-down economics. Look at Ronald Reagan and then look at Donald Trump and see what he's doing now. Because Donald Trump is doing the same thing. Donald Trump does not care about people of color. Donald Trump doesn't even care about the poor white person. Donald Trump cares about what he can make and also what the billionaires can make as well. It's pay for play. Every person who is a millionaire and billionaire that is in Trump's administration, go back and look, because they may have given them some money some type of way. They probably endorsed him or whatever donation that they provided to him. And that one black dude that's on there, he's just there just as a one-off, because honestly, if Trump could have had it his way, he would have no black people in the administration. Matter of fact, when you look at the Democrat and Republican side when it comes to just Congress itself, look at which one looks more like America in comparison to the other one. And I'm not talking about no Byron Donalds and Tim Scott, because those two, they are the tap dancing Sambos that I have a problem with and I don't associate with. Like and subscribe to the channel. Peace and love. God bless. Pray for America if you're not American, because shit's getting real out here. Peace. Oh, and by the way, anybody that I've been cool with that voted for Trump, just don't be upset with me because I don't talk to you. Because honestly, to be completely 100% transparent with you, you open up my eyes to somebody voting for a 34-time convicted felon, voted for a person who they are not following the Constitution, and voted for a person that took classified documents and highly sensitive documents to Mar-a-Lago for anybody else to see, and also has a unelected bureaucrat in Elon Musk, who is from South Africa, by the way, terminating people who were, working for the government and were trying to do the best job that they could to make sure our government ran smoothly. Hey, you wanted to vote for that? I can't really associate with you, because we don't see eye to eye, because you don't mind to vote for a convicted felon. The last time I checked, there were convicted felons when I had worked as a human resource personnel that I couldn't even hire because they had a felony on their account. Stupid. Again, subscribe to the channel. Peace and love.